So the greater currently involved with the water and fire. And also, we're talking about the true yin and the true yang. And the Tao believe that this is what our true self. When we come to this world, part of our true self is still in the universe. And so they also known as a second return. Now, some people, when you don't want to, we call creating another immortal body, you can have the larger, use them as a larger medicine for healing. And this is the second part of forming the golden flower of life, the flower of life. And now we know that the universe are proved to be the violet, a dark violet light. So in the darkness that we see, it seems like darkness, but actually is the violet light. So the dark energy is about 73% that cover the whole universe. So the star and planet only, not even, some of them say 5% or 10%. But the dark matter is really dark, but it's still a dark violet and dark blue, very dark. The whole world scientists are studying. There's the tremendous spend a lot of money in study this dark matter, because the dark matter is how it is involved with how the planet and the star can flow in the space. And the energy, the dark energy, is the energy that moving the star in the spin. So the whole key, the Tao very emphasize is this dark. In the West also proved that after they spend so much money in the research, and they proved that this dark violet light have intelligence and wisdom. If you look at how it's just like a wide web. Our world is so small, and we make up the website interconnecting, but the universe is bigger than the Earth. I don't know how many billion to trillion times. So each website have tremendous information. And they're all interconnecting together. And our brain are built in the same structure as this web, wide web in the universe. And this is very interesting about the now more and more that the ultraviolet light is the biosignal right on the DNA. And so this is how the cell to cell communicating. And it's very similar with what it's the same as the 64 trigram, 64 hexagram, or 64 of the DNA, code of DNA. And now they believe that when this violet light, if any cell that have violet light turned off, that means they cannot communicating with any other cell and the brain. They cannot communicating to anybody. And so this, now they discover that when the defecting cell, because the violet light turn off and they turn to be a cancer cell. Cancer cell actually is our cell, but they cannot talk to us, they cannot communicate anybody. They just do whatever they want to do. They just do it because they don't receive any order. And they eventually they extinct. They put up all the light in the whole body and they finish. Because they don't know that they want to put everybody off. Okay. So there are dark blue, dark violet, and lighter violet, and many other color. That is the light. The universe is very colorful, is light. So we need to turn it off and we need to activate the suction. And the suction, you turn them into a spiritual muscle. And the down very emphasize in the spinning. In the spinning, the spin. So when they spin, they're creating a yin-yang spin and they're creating a balance. So the violet light, we believe that it contains all the rainbow color. And when we're creating a bubble, a bump here, it can help you receiving more violet light. It's the wisdom light. And we also last week we talked about the PICU intermittent 16-hour fasting, 8-hour eating. Morad actually just sent me an article that they researched on a woman. So they discovered that they mostly of the research is they do on men and after post-menopause, after menopause. So during the lady in the reproductive years, usually they don't have much data, but they discover that if the lady don't fast too long, that means have a shorter but eat more energy they have keep carry because the menstruation and the body prepared to do egg and menstruation and reproduction, reproductive. So the advice is not long fasting. For example, eat breakfast, good breakfast, good lunch, and dinner eat much lesser, but don't fast. But don't go beyond 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So you still have about 12-hour fasting. That means you leave the body empty. How many of you that the diet, the PICU diet that we set up, how many of you that are new or need review today? Why so many? 12% need. Hello? 12% need. So lunchtime, 15 people. So about 15 people need. So in the lunchtime, I go with you. Okay? And so you have to prepare your lunch. So the lunch menu is here. So lunch, you have the herb tea, chlorophyll, fruits. I advise you have peach, pear, a small one, small pear. And you have, I use the black and white sesame cake that they make in piece by piece. And 3 pieces of walnut. If you are a big guy, you want to eat a little bit, it's okay. A little bit bigger, more than walnuts. The important part is chewing. And 5 pieces of goji berry. and 5 pine nut, very small. You can have up to 10, you know. Now the vegetable clear soup, you need to just throw every more harder structure, a texture of vegetable, and you boil them to be slowly cooking into be 4 hours to 5 hours into be clear soup. So the bigger problem we have now is the insulin and glucagon, because the insulin is feeding and storing the fat form in a fat form. So usually they go against each other. So the glucagon is breaking down the fat into the source of energy that we can use. So in the intermittent fasting, you have more lower carb. Lower carb is all the vegetable also have carb inside there. I mean carbohydrate. Okay. And I make a very simple. This is the simple thing you can understand, because the carb insulin up, because they can the insulin going to go up, but the glucagon are going down. Okay. So the insulin make the carb, if they are too much, and they are a lot, they turn into fat and store in the body. But in a protein, insulin and glucagon work in a team. They're okay with it. Okay. But when we have fat, the insulin don't want to work on it because it's fat already, and but the glucagon will break it down into energy. So this research they pointed out in the intermittent fasting. When you intermittent fasting, like for men, you know, it's 16 hours or after the post-menstrual period. If you fast in 16 hours, the glucagon go up, take the fat and digest it, and use them to energy. If we eat low carb, now insulin come up some, very low, and glucagon come up a lot, and they digest it. They turn it. So when we have the low carb, protein and some fat, now insulin do some work and glucagon also do more work. So this is a diet for people that after about 30 to 40 years old. But when you are young, you still need more. You can digest and can use a lot of energy. So the whole key in this thing is chewing the saliva, chewing. Eating costs more. If you have food, you chew the food and you mixing them with oxygen, nitrogen, and think about the nice scenery, nice ocean, nice forest, nice mountain, nice lake. So you bring in the energy and cosmic energy in. And you chew. And you beat them. And now you use turtle breath. And you swallow. And turtle breath again. So when swallow, you need some strength. So standing up is good for you. If you're hungry, just chew the saliva and the air and gulping the air. And swallow. 12 times, 24 and 36 times. Sometimes 12 times you already don't have a hungry feeling. Okay, so that is I tell you, this is thousand and thousand years of practice, and you always connecting with the holy fire, Chi fire. And the holy water in the universe. And all these falls in every tradition, they always talk about holy fire, holy water, you know. I like the Tao because they teach you how to do it. That is the only difference. So usually holy fire, they only teach the priests or the holy water. The only priest can do it. No other people can do it. You know. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of gathering the energy. And basically, we're using the same pattern. Is from the small, if you find, for example, if you look at the lake or you look at the ocean, and you find one center point that you feel the energy, and you focus on that energy to gather the energy, and you spiral from small to big. Nine, 18, or 36. So now you spiral, and after that you make a circle down. For example, here we're going to gather into the perineum. So we make a circle down, smaller, and we spiral 9 times, from big to small 9 times, gathering energy right into the center. So you do them into every single organs, and the universal energy, power, the same. Now, so this week we are start with the greater carnally. And is we call you moving up. The cauldron is already there. The cauldron. In the lesser carnally, we have a clay cauldron made from clay. In the greater carnally, we are work on the solar plexus. So in the beginning, it looked like a cast iron, a pig iron, cast iron, dark black. And when you practice and you activate the solar plexus with golden light, gold, now the cauldron started to change to golden cauldron, gold. The amplifier is the major key, is all the practice now, the amplifier. The amplifier we are developed in the lesser carnally. So you need to prepare a glass of hot water, and you slowly sip, and when you sip enough and you feel your body warm, now focus in the heart. And feel the heart warm. And feel that the essence of the heart, it's just like milk. Drop out a green light, first drop, and it form the bottom of the hexagon. Okay, 6-sided hexagon. The bottom